very much. Good morning.
Sir, whenever it comes to terrorism, it's a global phenomenon.
Exactly.
Susa, Tunisia, France, Paris, Lebanon,
Turkey.
here, Turkey, I
Iraq.
mean, wherever. Whenever it comes to a global threat, so it's spread all over the world. But who is going to win? The tourists? This who is going to deal in a smart way with the issue, how to propagate for the touristic sites he has, and how also to attract the attention of those who are looking forward to spend a nice vacation. As far as I know, that there was a meeting between Minister of Tourism, Mr. Hisham Zazoua, and Minister of Civil Aviation, Mr. Hussam Kamal, to coordinate
And
efforts
facilitate.
to revive or to give a push to our tourism sector in general. How to see the government reaction to what's going on and to the effort exerted to revive tourism?
Okay. Good morning. First of all, your question is very, very smart question. Because really you started with a question out of the box. Who is going to win? Because actually the terrorism, not only in Egypt, as we see last week or last 2 weeks, terrorism everywhere in the world. In Turkey, in
Paris.
Tunisia, Paris, everywhere in the world. There are tensions everywhere in the world. And frankly speaking, I can tell you that globally, the tourism industry facing problems and obstacles, not only in Egypt, but all over the world. And now we are all seeing that very clear. Your question is, who is going to win? And this is really what we need to concentrate on. Who wants to win needs to do a lot of things to win. First of all, I want to say to the people working in the field of tourism not to be depressed and be patient. I'm telling them all the last years to be patient, and I'm telling them more now to be patient. Because really the jump of tourism in Egypt, when it comes, it will be very great. And we should be very ready. Frankly, we are not ready. We have to start to be ready. If you are saying who is going to win, we can go in this, we can win, but if we are ready. Frankly, we are not ready. I have,
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
yeah, I have many messages and many wishes to different people to be ready, really. First of all, not as the people say to the people of Egypt, to the normal people in Egypt, this is, of course, very normal and we know that. But we need the people who do the things. I have wishes from the Minister of Tourism to start really to support everyone working in tourism, especially hotels, especially the people working in the sites of tourism. Really, this place needs a lot of improvements. You cannot believe what you can see by the pyramids, for example. The kids, they go jump on the cars of the tourists, they scare them. They, around the areas around the pyramids, there are a lot of camels and horses and things like that. I don't say don't allow to those people to see or to earn their money, but I'm telling to
But it should be organized.
Organize, yes. To organize this, to let everyone earn his income, but with organization. He has to organize this. He has to look at the services which is provided there by these areas, like toilets, like restaurants, like a lot of things not existed. He should really do a lot of efforts to visit these places, real visit, not sending people on behalf of him. No, go physical visit and see what's obstacles as someone who is working in tourism and improve these places. Sponsor the efforts which is done by the hotels, by the tourist companies, by the people working in that sectors. Sponsor them to help them, to support them, to do more efforts to do, to revive this sector again. Another wish is really to the Minister of Interior. The security measures in hotels, in touristic places, I know it's very good, but from his point of view, not from the point of the view of the tourists. It should be more measures, but in a smart way, not as we are seeing now. You can see the people who are working in that areas, They don't speak English. They don't speak any other languages. They don't know. They don't know the questions of the tourists. They don't know what to do in this. Those people should be very qualified, should be teaching them how to deal with the tourists. You cannot imagine if you are walking in the downtown of Cairo and seeing some hotels, it's like a prison with sages around it and with the police around it. It's like a prison, you know. It makes the local person afraid to go inside, not the tourists. So how come you are expecting people to come and enter these places or to live in these places? We have wishes from the people of Egypt themselves, drivers, tour guides, people working in the field of tourism, like people in hotels. Develop yourself. Learn more languages. We have a time until we have the jump of tourism which is coming to Egypt. Prepare
Right,
yourself.
sir. Here I would like to ask about the upcoming season, which is the highest season in Egypt, the Christmas and the New Year in December. What are your expectations for the season? How can we promote tourism in Egypt? How can we promote all the hot spots that we have, Hurghada, Sharm el-Sheikh, Luxor and Aswan, with the warm weather and the magnificent monuments that we have? How can we promote this abroad?
For the short period, I cannot actually, frankly speaking, I cannot tell you that we can do anything in that short period. You say before the Christmas. Before the Christmas, it's too short to say that we can do anything. Because really, as I said in the beginning, we are not ready. So we have to accept this. To win, we have to accept mistakes. And we're really not ready to... maybe we can do some regular efforts, which we are doing usually, like sending people to abroad to invite people.
Yes, this is the second part of my question, which is how can we promote these areas abroad, these touristic sites abroad?
For the short period, we can
even for the long term.
For the long term, we have to look out of the box with another ideas to promote the area, to promote what we have. As you said before in your question, that the one who has more sites, more potential touristic places
This was
will win.
to be my coming question regarding sites, sir. Should we depend on the tourism of beaches, the Red Sea resorts of Hurghada, Sharm el-Sheikh, Taba, Nuweiba, such stuff, or we should depend more on the cultural tourism? I mean, the tourism of museums and cities like Luxor, Aswan, Edfu.
This is actually the old way of thinking in tourism, that we used a lot of time to depend on the cultural tourists only. But really, the days the days says that the tourists need more talking about another potential touristic places. Like in Turkey.
I think we should work on all types of tourism, different types of tourism, because there's the medical tourism also, there is the educational tourism.
Exactly,
I mean, we should expand on all fields. We can promote all fields of tourism.
We have to promote everything, like cultural places, like medical tourism, like beaches, like business conferences. All this, we have the potential things to do this. And we have to concentrate on all the fields together, not only the cultural places. Like 5%, like 5 millions from the 15 millions we have 2 years or before the revolution, they used to come not only for the pyramids and Luxor and Aswan, they used to come for the beaches, for the medical, for conferences. Egypt was really one of the largest countries, started to be one of the largest countries in the tourism of conferences. The firm outside Egypt, they used to give like an award or prizes to their employees when they say that they are going to make their meetings or their conferences in Cairo or in Egypt, to give them the ability to bring their families with them and to enjoy the cultural sites of Egypt without spending a lot of money. So
and also there is a way of promoting tourism through the conference by promoting other touristic sites for the people attending the conference.
Because the conference, when it comes to Egypt, it has a certain subject to work on it, scientific or sporting or whatever. And when they are in Egypt, they talk about this subject, the media concentrate on that and makes propaganda for Egypt. That's fine.